Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel. Thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the IWC Pilot's Watch Mark 15. You can see this stainless steel automatic winding pilot's watch and purchase it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full listing for this watch with additional high-res images, accessories included with the sale, and of course complete pricing details for this timepiece. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see this truly was the last of the pure traditionalists' IWC Mark series. Now, the first, of course, was the Mark 11, which bowed in 1948 and ran in service until the late 1980s. Now, in 1994, IWC launched the Mark 12 with the first use of a date window on a Mark series watch, and then in 1999 followed up with the watch you see here. This is the Mark 15, and I say it's the last of the traditionalist marks because of a combination of dial design and case size. So 36 millimeters on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. You can see it's quite compact, a no-nonsense instrument aesthetic. In terms of thickness, well, maybe thick isn't the right word to describe it. It's 10.5 millimeters in height, and it does feature a little bit of a lip and a slope to the bezel and case flank, such that you can easily ramp up a sleeve that's tight or formal, a cuff that's a little bit constrained quite easily over this watch. Effectively, it wears like a sub 10 millimeter thickness watch. Now from lug to lug, it is quite compact. Although it has the unmistakable profile of an IWC Pilot's Watch case, nevertheless, 47.5 millimeters from lug to lug means that it wears comfortably. It should be noted that compared to a 36 millimeter Rolex, which would be many people's benchmark or standard of reference for the fit of a 36 millimeter watch, this one is broader across the wrist. Again, 47.5 millimeters lug to lug versus 44.5 for a 36 millimeter Rolex Datejust. So the watch does have good presence and wrist stance for its case size. Now it has substance to it. It also has a handsome single fold deployant buckle that seems quite deluxe and surprisingly substantial for a watch of this size, and which was, admittedly, one of the entry-level IWC pieces in its day. So you get a very deluxe clasp, and perhaps the most charming piece is the old-fashioned International Watch Co. marquee script on its interior. Now, launched in 1999, the Mark 15 ran until 2005, and again, one of the traditionalist pieces. There's a number of reasons for that besides the 36 millimeter case. The first is the completely subdued finish of the metal on its exterior. There's no use of high polish. It's all satin brushed. This is to better resist gleam and glare when used in an instrument capacity. And then there's the look of the dial. Now you'll note quite a few of these features have recently made a comeback as IWC has sought to sober up the Pilot's Watch collection. You see the presence of Arabic numerals 6 and 9 at their stations. You can see the dropped triangular index at 12 rather than being embedded in the hour track as it was previously. All of these features came back for 2016, so everything old is new again, but you can only be true vintage, a true modern classic once, and this watch has a head start on the pack from 2016. Well on its way to being considered something of a classic reference in its own right. It's just on the cusp of vintage now, with the first copies delivered in the late 1990s, but mechanically it's very much up to modern standard. Inside an IWC caliber 30110. What it is? Well, essentially it's an ETA 2892A2, heavily modified by IWC for its own uses, its own purposes. Now, 42-hour power reserve, bidirectional automatic winding. When you screw out the crown, you do activate the hacking or stop seconds function of the watch, so you can precisely synchronize to a known accurate reference timer like an atomic clock. The watch also features, in the second crown position, a quick set date, such that you can rapidly correct the date should it run down. Important to note, the watch also features a anti-magnetic soft iron cage around the movement, so the watch does have elevated resistance to magnetism as a true pilot's watch. Handsome, classically inspired. In the words of some, perhaps the last of the true IWC marks, the influence of this watch can still be felt to this day in the 2016 Pilot's Watch Mark 18. But again, you can only be the original once. You can see and you can purchase this IWC Pilot's Watch Mark 15 on our website.